The Houston Rockets defeated the Golden State Warriors 115 to 107 to force a game 7. I'd say I'm very happy that the Rockets won. I'm not a Rockets fan, but I despise the Warriors organization. I do not like Stephen Curry, and I don't like Draymond Green. I would say Draymond Green is easily the player I hate the most in the league due to his dirty play, his dirty antics, and I just think he's a straight up nasty person inside and out. He's a rotten person. That's the way I view him. So, of course, I enjoyed this game. Um, what I will say is that I found interesting in this game was how Fred VanVleet took over this game. He really asserted himself. He had 29 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, and shot 7 of 13 from the field. I think he's the one who really sparked the Rockets to win this game with the way he played in this game. If honestly, if you looked at his performance the last 3 games, I think they put up a stat that he was averaging over 26 a game on like 50% shooting last 3 games after starting out poorly in the series. So he's been on quite a stretch lately. So that was pretty impressive. I would say also the other thing that was impressive was Amen Thompson this game on both ends. The way he hounded Stephen Curry and forced Curry into a bad shooting night of 9 for 23 was straight up amazing. And granted, he did have a great offensive shooting night, shooting 5 of 13. But one thing I'll say about this kid is that he's getting better at finishing his drives to the hoop. That's one thing I've noticed. And he's using that to his advantage against the Warriors to get fouls, to get them into foul trouble. That's like one of the biggest things he's been doing right in this game. In this game tonight he did was just finishing on his drives, getting fouled, going to the line, forcing the issue. It just shows that eventually over time this guy is going to be a star if he can just do the stuff consistently and just learn to shoot a little bit better. But that was great to see. I would say a few other big things for the Rockets that stood out to me was that how they went to a twin tower lineup at times with Shigun and Steven Adams, which helped a lot on the rebounds and for them to actually get defensive stops. That lineup was very effective. And it also helped to counter to some degree the hack Adams strategy that the Warriors had, because when they did that, every now and then when Adams missed the free throw the second time, Shigun was able to tip it in and score, or was able to grab the offensive rebound that allowed the Rockets to reset and score. So to some degree, it was good at even nullifying the hack Adams strategy. Then we go to hack Adams. That to me was very interesting because it backfired against the Warriors in the sense that Adams made enough free throws where this was a terrible strategy by the Warriors, especially down the stretch of the game. He was hitting the free throws when it really, really mattered. So that was a losing strategy. And to me, that was very telling. It also shows to me that the Warriors don't really have a way to stop the Rockets anymore when they have to resort to hack Adams. That hacking is always an act of desperation. When a team has to go to that, that means they really don't have a way to win the game. And sometimes it does work in your favor when you go to a hacking strategy. When you do it, I've seen it work as a Spurs fan against Shaq every now and then. But a lot of times it can also blow up depending on how it goes. So in this game, it didn't work out for the Warriors. I meant to say it didn't work out for the Warriors, and it backfired. The other thing that I noticed in this game was how the Rockets were able to stop Stephen Curry. At the start of the game, he actually shot well. And then in the second half, he started to shoot very poorly. He finished the game 9 of 23 from the field, 6 of 16 from 3. You could tell that Thompson wore him down in this game. And then he got tired as the game progressed and started to miss shots that he was hitting earlier, which could be huge in a game 7. And the other thing that stood out to me was that the Rockets were able to stop everybody on the Warriors. The only guy who really had a good shooting game, I would say, overall was Jimmy Butler. When you look at his efficiency from the field, that was the closest guy to having a good game. And even he didn't really have a good game, actually, when I look at it. He shot 7 of 17. Let me just pull that up. I misread the stat right there. He actually didn't shoot so well. Yeah, Jimmy only shot 41 from the field, so he also shot poorly. So pretty much the whole entire team just shot like crap. Not just even the role players, but the Rockets took out everybody in this game. They all shot terribly. So that shows that maybe the Rockets defense has figured them out, that now that they're struggling and they just can't get an easy basket, this is going to be a slugfest for them, I feel, Game 7, if this continues to hold up. Now, going to Game 7, do I feel that the Rockets can win Game 7? Yeah, I do, but I'm very cautiously optimistic. The Warriors are the more experienced team with guys like Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Stephen Curry. They have 3 guys who have been in these situations before. Even a veteran like Gary Payton, too, has been in this type of situation, along with a guy like Looney. Granted, he hardly ever plays. So they have some guys who are experienced playing in these types of environments. So they could possibly use that experience to their advantage. But then again, it might not work. Still, I remember a few years ago when they were able to win Game 7 in Sacramento. So I wouldn't count them out, because it's always possible for Curry to have a bullshit game where he scores 40 or 50 points, like he did a few years ago against the Kings where he went off. I'm sure he's going to try to do that in this Game 7. It'll be interesting if the Rockets can continue to contain him and stop him from exploding. But for the Warriors to win this game, they might need a 40 to 50 point game from Curry. So we'll see what happens. Can't really predict which way it will go. I think it's 50-50, to be honest. I'm just hoping that the Rockets can prevail, but that's all I have to say.